Oh, my lighting is shit here. Let's see if we can fix that without getting electrocuted in the process. Oh. Oh, this way. Oh, that was a wonderful sound. Let's see. Can you guys hear? Oh, it's not connected. Son of a bitch. That sucks. I wonder if it's because of this case is not letting. Hello. How about now? Can you hear audio? Somebody? Anybody? Everybody? Scream. Come on. I hate going live on my phone, but that's all right. Let's see what you guys are up to tonight. It is Friday, and I'm so cool that I get to stay home. Right? Yes, of course this is live. Aragorn Strider. What up? Coffee. Sound okay? Cool, thank you. Figured I'd go live. Why not? I want to rebuild. Thought it was a vid. Nope. I'm live. I'm fucking live. I'm going to build up my PC. I got some parts here that I've been meaning to put in, and I just haven't done it. I don't know. Let's see. Why not? Okay. What are we doing? Well, I'm only going to have one person in here. Going to hang out. You're welcome to hang out. Let's see. Fucking time is it? 7 o'clock. Damn. It is getting late. Well, I guess nobody else is going to join, so fuck it. Let's do this. Integrity guy, what's going on, buddy? So I'm going to rip my PC apart and add a couple of things to it. For some weird reason, the audio on my, on the motherboard itself just stopped working. Went through, all the normal steps to get it back up and going. No dice. So I had bought something I haven't bought in like fucking 20 years. Because I thought I had one and I didn't. Yeah. A sound card. Can you believe it? Who buys a sound card anymore? People that need to hear things. So I'm going to put this in there. Also, I ran out of USBs with all my things on it. So I got a USB PCIe card with some USB-Cs in there. And because I got a GPU in there that takes up a lot of fucking room, this is pretty cool, and I'm excited to play with this. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. It's like the tiniest little riser. Look at this. And it has the smallest little low profile adapter plug. Isn't that pretty cool? This is not exactly what I thought it was. Here we go. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Anyway, you'll see how I put this in there. Essentially, my GPU is taking up 2 slots, and this little low profile board will allow me to use this and mount it somewhere else. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's just get to it already. Let's see when you guys tweet this out or something. See if we can get a couple more people in here. Or is everybody out watching DJ Minds? We'll do a quick little rundown of my my air quotes studio. This is my daily driver, my 4 workstation, my 4 monitors. I got these here recently. These fucking thump. That's a fun little one. Usually I have the tripod I'm currently using with this camera sitting right in front of me. This is where I do live streams and SNLs and videos and stuff. And my mic on my shitty mic arm. And a little XLR deck that not too impressed with at the moment, not a fan of. But this guy is my i9 9900 with 3060 Ti in there right now. I had what did I have in there? I think I had a 3060 12 gig, and I took that out to put it on Vast AI. So let's shut her down and move it over. Why not? So we'll come here and we'll shut down. Did I lose audio? Endless mining. What's going on, buddy? Welcome to the party. Looks like there's 4 in here plus me, so it's a party of 5. Cool. All right, so I got the PC shut down. Let's move some of these peripherals. We're going to unplug all the things, bring it over here, and do some surgery on it. Freaking DisplayPort cables. Oh, it's gonna need some compressed air, that's for sure. Haha. Whereabouts? I'm at my house, Endless Mining, up in Chicago area ish. This is my studio where all the magic happens. I was just showing the guys around. This is essentially my daily driver where I've got, multiple monitors. My desktop is down here. I have a fucking rat's nest right now. And then these are pretty cool. So I 3D printed these. You probably can't see it too well because the light down here sucks. But I 3D printed this chassis around my KVM switches. So just the push of a button, and I got 2 of them. And now I'm in work mode because I've got my work laptop right over there with a docking station. So literally push a button and I'm in not work mode, or push it back and I can start working again. Pretty quick and easy, super simple. And then my standing desk that I never stand at because who needs exercise? Not this fatso. All right, let's see if we can get a decent little picture here or something. Look at that logo. I guess we'll move these over here for now. I'm going to open this up and dust it out because I'm sure it is nasty. And if so, I should move my coffee so it doesn't get shit in it. Dave Digital, what's going on, buddy? Oh man. I'm definitely going to need more than 1 can of compressed air. Oh, FML. What's, you ditched DJ for me. Well, I appreciate that. I've been meaning to do this for I don't even know, probably 3 weeks now. I've got some additional PCIe cards that I just need to do a couple of upgrades on my main desktop. Nothing fancy, guys. I mean, we can talk crypto for sure. We could talk, you know, whatever you want. I'm just over here upgrading the PC because I'm sick of using a fucking USB adapter for my audio, for my shit. Oh, Jesus. Please tell me you saw that. Oh, that's fucking nasty. I can't go it this way. I gotta get the front piece off first. Sorry I'm late. Unacceptable. The itch to build a 7950 system might wait for the 8000 series. Doing Legos, dude, Legos are the best. Man, I had so many Legos growing up. Wish I still had them. Even when I was a teenager, I'd get all blitzed and like build stuff. All kinds of ships that go pew pew. Let's see. See if we can maybe, without breaking it too much or at all, we'd prefer not to break it. Maybe we can't get this off. I know I got it off once before. Just so I can get behind the glass and blow out some dust. There's these like little prongs on the inside. What kind of Legos do you guys play? Is it just plain old Legos, or is it like something special that you do, like the, you know what I mean, Star Wars Legos? All right, I'm gonna give up on that. Oh, I'm going to be sneezing for a fucking week here. Sun 6, Monday. Oh, cool. Minecraft Legos. Oh, nice. So it's like building blocks of a game of building blocks. Hell yeah. All right. So here's my predicament. You can see it. Probably not very well. So I've got, let me see, maybe this way. That's a little better. So I've got my 3060 Ti, and there's a X1 slot immediately under it, but and then there's another X16 at the bottom there. But if I've actually got two of those slots right under it. But if I did something like this, it would be right up against that. It would restrict some airflow. No bueno. No bueno. So I got this little guy to like extend out to use. So we're going to try that. I just don't know which one to do. I think I'll do that with the sound card. Even though they're both X1s, I feel like the USB should go directly on. You know what I mean? It should go directly on it. So it shouldn't take too long, one would think. Kaboom. Oh, I'm going to need to go get some. Body once told me, world is going. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Oh, maybe I can't. Oh, well, shit. No, that ain't right. Okay. Okay. What are you guys saying in here? Anything? Beats. What is up? Got your KSO Pro today. KS0. Finally, how long did it take to arrive from order date to arrival. How long was that wait? Let's see, is that gonna work? Dude, that may not fucking work. Really? How is that not gonna work? Because it would work here. Steven Cicero, how long did it take for your KS0 to show up? Is that one you got from, what's his name, T-Swift? Yeah, that would work. That would work fine. Or did you order it somewhere else? Put KS0 on Mineable, mining Digibyte. Oh, interesting. Digibyte, huh? That's an interesting bet. I started 30 coins in 30 days today, and I started with Flux. Can you believe it? I can believe it, because I was there. Of course I can believe it. All right. You know, that's an extra piece. We don't really need it. It's kind of a spare. It was like a suggestion. All right. So we can mount this bad boy. Paid T-Swift on 11/18, showed up on the 1st. That's not too bad, I guess. I mean, considering they're, you know, coming out in batches and stuff. Can't complain. What do you think? Is it money well spent in your eyes? Money well spent? Is it overhyped or too expensive? What do you think? I mean, I'm sure you're just happy to get it and get it fucking mining. I don't know, man. Just not on the Caspa ASIC train. But then again, I'm always like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a step behind sometimes because I don't spend $4 grand on an ASIC, you know, or, I mean, $500 isn't too bad. It's just, it's good now. But that's why I like GPUs. They're going to be good for a long fucking time. Like, it's not just a one and done thing. It's not a, more spare parts. How much is what 2080 doing on Vast? Ooh, that's a good question. So my 2080, I'm getting, I think, I'm going to say like 8 or 9 cents an hour. It's fairly good. I mean, for what it is, it's fairly good. Compared to my 3090, or one of my 3090s at, I think it renewed. I just renewed a bunch of them today, actually. Only paid $570. That's not bad then. That's really not that bad. If that's shipped to the door, and you know what? I don't know, $570 for a small ASIC like that, that hurts. I don't know. Anyway, so my 3090, I think, is doing, I want to say 14 cents, 13 or 14 cents an hour, and the 2080 is doing just under 10 cents an hour. So, but it stays rented. Like, it's not like it's jumping around and sometimes people are on it and sometimes they're not. It always stays rented, right? So I don't have anything to complain about there. Oh, I think that was it. All right, guys. Sox fan, what's going on, buddy? I do need to go grab a couple more screws real quick for this. So y'all get to come with me. I don't want to just like walk away. That's what happened yesterday when I lost my audio. I walked like 3 feet away from the fucking phone. The thing freaked out on me. I need to grab a couple of screws. Let's see. that one. And nope, that might work. Grab that one, and we'll grab this one just in case. Cool. That was easy. Oh man, I'm gonna only paid $150 for the OG KS0. That's more like it. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know. It just they remind me of the box miners too much because people FOMO'd into those too, and they paid ridiculous amounts of money for them, like $500-600. They were going, a fucking mini Doge was going for like $1,200 on eBay, and there's people out there that way overpaid for it and are still trying to charge $1,000 for a mini Doge, like a mini Doge 1, the 185 mega hash. It's, hey, FOMO is real. I get it. I do. It sucks. Sometimes you just gotta do it. You gotta be involved in stuff. Ooh, that didn't work well. Look at this shit. So I put the card in, but it's like this card right here. I've got the USB. That's going to be tough to get a USB in. You know what? Hold on. Let me see. I've got an adapter here I can test. Oh, come on. Yeah. Let's try this guy. Let me see. It works. You know, you're right. Yeah, you're saying your KS0s have paid themselves off. Had them for a couple months now. Solo mining with KS0 now, ROI already from July, August shipment. Yeah, because you got in early. You got it at that reasonable price. I mean, I don't know, even $500 is like, that's a bit much for a baby ASIC like that. Because that's what it is. It's a baby ASIC. I do have 3060s. I got 12 gig 3060s on VAST. I've got an 8 gig 3060 Ti on VAST. I'm trying to find some more 3060s at a good price, like under $200. I'll buy those. I've got, I think, 4 more desktops. 3 are workstations. 1 is a nasty computer that I've got to clean up. And then I think maybe not this weekend. Maybe, well, it won't be next weekend either. I'm going out of town. I guess it's going to have to wait till the weekend after that. Are they staying rented? Yes. All of my VAST cards, all my VAST rigs are rented and staying rented for extended periods of time. In fact, today I had a couple of them set to expire. I had about 5 rigs set to expire, and they did. And I didn't even realize it until I went and looked at it this morning, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh shit, these are expired. And then I renewed them. I essentially just renewed the listing, but I bumped it up like half a cent on each one, and they immediately got rented. So the other ones that fell off that expired, that I set to expire, I bumped them up a full cent, and they immediately got rented. So, I mean, the use cases out there, there's definitely people paying for these rigs and stuff. Yeah, 3070 on VAST has been rented ever since listing it over a month ago. Right. Integra guy, if you're up a lot on a coin, never be afraid to take some profit. You're right. That's a good financial advice. Thank you for that financial advice. I really appreciate that. I'll make sure that I list you in my tax documents as my financial advisor. I'm just fucking with you. But shit, I did that with Honey Token. Honey Token went up to like 5 cents, and I swapped it out for Solana because it's native on the chain, right? It's on the Solana chain, and in the Honey app, you have to have Solana to make the transaction. So I put a little bit in there, swapped it out, and I'm just letting it sit. I'm going to pull the Salon out and put it in, probably put it in Zelcore if they have. I think they have Salon in Zelcore, right? Please do. Yeah. You going to send me a bill? You son of a bitch. Okay. Oh, man, this is, I gotta vacuum down here. It is pretty freaking bad. But I was thinking this weekend, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it this weekend. Dude, a Threadripper alone will rent on Vast. Make sure, yeah. I mean, the 3060 is at a 12 gig card, I'm assuming. Paid for the device, and the rest is bonus now. Yeah, I just got a demo, actually. Swap honey every 2 weeks, and this week was the week. Nice. Yeah, I don't drive a lot. In fact, I just sold my other Hive Mapper to another YouTuber. And, well, no, he's not a YouTuber. Is he? Anyway. So I've got one of them because one of my wife's trucks, she just always turned off. Like she didn't want to deal with it. Okay, fine. Caspa taxes for Zelcore sucked. Oh yeah. But I've still got my Hive Mapper. I just don't drive much. I work from home, so I don't really drive. Like I drive around town and stuff, but I don't make anywhere near the amount of honey we did when we were in Georgia, and she was driving an hour to work and an hour back every day. We were making hella tokens. That was also a little earlier in the project, less people on it, yada yada. Oh damn, yeah, yeah. I just sold it to you, man. They're on eBay. They're going on eBay for fairly cheap, about what they were originally listed for. I think the price has gone up a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, so honey wasn't too bad. From a efficiency perspective, they're unbeatable. There's no fucking power. I mean, cost of gas is a bitch, but you got to drive around anyway. All right, let's plug this fucker in. Get this going. Don't judge me for my cable management. I'm going to be building a wall right here. It's going to be the greatest wall of any walls that you've ever walled. And once I do, all my cable management, I'm going to update so that it's not a fucking rat's nest. I'm going to wall mount my laptop again, my work laptop, so it's not just sitting back here. Yeah, it'll be a good thing once we get to that point. But I gotta, I don't know, buying the stuff is fine. It's installing it when it gets here is a bitch. I'm not a construction dude. I will figure it the hell out. But I am most definitely not a construction dude. Let's see. And the other, we'll just do this for now. Well, we'll put it on that one. And the Ethernet. And that's it. And then we'll plug it in. We'll make sure that that card recognizes before we go any further. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. It's alive. Haha. Okay. You guys are going to sit over here with me. How about that? Why not? You don't ever get to see this angle. It's all about the angle. The angle of the dangle. Just throwing that out there. Well, somebody was asking something. Hold on. What are you guys saying in chat here? Network security with ports being open for useful work going to be a thing like VAST? Probably, yeah. We get the useful work software this month. Excited to finally see that. Gonna order one on January 1st. Need the write-offs for next year. Yeah. All right. Let's go into, whoops, not that. Settings. Device manager. Boy, it's warm down here today. All right, so sound card is recognized. That's good. Let's look at the USB ports. It looks like the hub is recognized as well. Cool. So I guess we can go plug the rest of this shit in. And then that's all I really wanted to get done tonight. 2 streams at once. Holy shit. Endless mining. How are you doing that? Like a magician. Like a magician. Let's see. This one goes to the XLR deck thing. And yeah, I can't fucking put USB ports in this. Dude, you're kidding me. Are you kidding? You're fucking kidding. Yep. I can't use the USB ports in that card I just put in this bitch. Fucking wunderbar. I love it. I fucking love it. If it ain't one thing, it's 3 others, huh? Okay. Let's try to Frankenstein this shit. This fucking shit. You better believe I'm going to leave a fucking Amazon review for this fucker. There we go. Let's see if I can fit the other ones on too. Okay. I just needed to finagle it a little bit. Just a bit. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then, of course, my Veeam drive. Can't go anywhere without using Veeam for backups. If you don't have Veeam for backups, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, this was my sound controller for the longest time because the onboard audio controller just shit out on me. Stop fucking working. What does this go to? Oh, that goes to the camera. Got it. Okay, well, that works. All the things are working. It's a good start. Let's see. Don't cross the streams. Wiggle it just a little bit, just the tip. Just wiggle the tip. It'll fit. Don't worry. It'll fit. Synology Active Backups for Business. Nice. Is that using the DSM? I've got a DS218 up here that I don't have hooked up right now. But, I mean, I've just got, you know, a 5-day rolling retention with standard Veeam backups. And that works well for me. For my personal, you know, just to know it's secure, then I can do like a full restore or file level restore on the Ease RS1219 and the server rack. Hell yeah. Oh, Aragon Strider. Dude, you must not have seen my server rack. Let me show you my rack. Don't you clip that. Oh, let's see here. Take a look behind the curtain. So, my server rack, sir, got my 4 PowerEdge R730s. One's only on right, or only one is on right now. I think that's on. Yeah, that's on. That's got my Proxmox server. This is PowerEdge R730 I recently got. Haven't really done anything with. Nice rack. Thank you, sir. Thank you for noticing. But this bad boy right here. This is a Reduxio HX550. So Reduxio actually ended up selling their IP to Amazon, I believe it was. Oh, now. Dell 12th gen, yeah. The Reduxio application essentially took file storage redundancy down to the metadata level. And I'm going to fuck up the way that I'm going to explain this because we only sold it for about a year. But yeah, essentially it would dedupe itself based on metadata, like at a block level. And they had this feature called the time machine where you could dial back all the way to the second and restore at all the way to a second, by the second. So when there's a ransomware, from a DR perspective, it just made sense because you just like, oh, okay, so it happened at 10:04 a.m. We'll just go back to 10 a.m. 4 seconds before it happened, and delete what happened, restore from there, call it a day. But anyway, it's a 36 or 38 terabyte. I think it's 38 terabytes, and it's a hybrid SAN. So these. Everything from here over is 2 terabyte, 7200 drives, and then these are all 800 gig SSDs. But the Reduxio app, or the application, the software, would auto load balance based on needs. So if you needed specific data to be in the fast bucket, it would leave that data in the fast bucket, move it over to spinning disk as needed. And it was a really slick app. But because it went end of life into support, they sold out their IP. They're not around anymore. So it's kind of cool. On the hardware level, it's got redundant controllers. So that, if there's a failure, obviously it would HA over to the other one. But running on those controllers is an older version of Debian. So essentially I could wipe it and put Ubuntu on it and then put like FreeNAS or TrueNAS, whatever they're called now. And I was going to do TrueNAS scale and get some 10 gig, like, what are those? The X720s cards, the Intel dual port SFP plus cards, 10 gig connectivity, but I need a 10 gig switch, and they're getting cheaper. It's just not a priority for me. I don't know. I've got I got a freaking Zima board that I had 4 terabytes hooked up to it that I was going to set up for a Jellyfin server, and I'm like, I don't even watch what I have now. What do I need a media server for? But yes, I agree. I really appreciate a storage solution that works. Absolutely. My dog is going bonkers up there, like the hash rate. What's good, Geek? Hereby Service. How are you? What is going on? You guys missed all the fun. I already tore my desktop apart. We put in a couple of PCIe cards. Should have ran fiber to the garage. I thought about that. I did a direct bury of power and Cat6. A direct bury fiber is stupid expensive. I could have buried a conduit, but right where I buried, there is already power deep down, the main power for the house. So I don't know. In the future, I've got a shed out there now that's like a half-ass shed that I'm thinking about getting back into the shed game, if you know what I mean. Fucking tear that fucker down or move it. Really, I'd like to move it because it's not a bad shed. It's just old. But I'd like to move it behind the garage and put maybe not a 20-footer this time, maybe just like a 16 or a 12, but get a 10 by 12 or a 10 by 16 double story like I had and run power and all the things out there as well. I don't know. What do you think? Should I get back into the shed game? I don't think my wife would appreciate that very much. But yeah, I got redundant Cat 6 out to the garage now. I've got redundant 20 amp circuits out to the garage at 240 volts. And yeah, now I just need to get an extra PDU. I only got the one. But if I get another PDU, I can put some vast machines out there and keep building. Because right now I'm limited on space, physical space. I've run out of fucking space. Like, we'll go back again and look. So we go down our deep hostile basement alleyway here, past the data center, and then all my vast machines. I don't have any room for more. I could build a few more. That was my first 3090 I got this year, well, first ever. But I mean, I'm out of room over here. I got 3 here, 2 here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down here, and I could probably squeeze them a little bit closer, but they get so hot down here. I mean, I've got a thermometer that it's not all the way outside, but it shows outside temp versus inside temp. Can you guess which one of these is my in? Yeah. And right on the other side of this wall is where my computer is at. It's where we were just sitting is right on the other side of this wall. So I need to get some insulation in this wall and put more drywall up here and like the foam boarding, like those pink foam boards, put some of that up and then maybe drywall in front of it because you can hear these bad boys going. It's quiet enough. So I'd like to have, lost audio. Damn it. Okay, hold on. Fuck it. This thing sucks. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Steven Cicero. It's not bad when it works. When it works. That's the shitty part, when it works. Anyway, so I want to get insulation here. I want to put more, another like wall up against here because right back here is where we sit while we're working, day job stuff, I don't know. And then, but when I'm on calls, I can actually hear this behind me. It's pretty wild, all this going crazy. Look at this. So, Stormtrooper helmet, you can't really see it very well because of the supports. And on top of a Millennium Falcon, it's a dice tray. It's a dice tumbler. Anyway, bloop. Am I muted, guys? Can you hear me? Am I muted? Can you hear me? How about now? Ow, fuck me. Let's see. Dude, my dog is going bonkers. My dog is going bonkers. Like the hash rate. You can hear. Okay. Maybe it is just you, Steven. Steven? Oh, it's good. Okay. Excellent, guys. Kid's crazy. But that's what I got going on back there. And there's this guy. So I've got all my 3D printers. I've got a laser engraver out in the garage too that is buried under bins and boxes I've still got to get to. And then I've also built a hydro dipping tank. And you can see I took the shroud off of this GPU and hydro dipped it with material, like a film. Anyway, that turned out pretty good. So 480, I want to say. RX 480. I can't read that. 570. Oh, I was way off. Yeah, not too bad. It turned out pretty good. I did one of my very first YouTube shorts. Showing that off. The secret there is to paint it first. Like I spray painted like a matte white on there first, just so it's all even. And then I let it dry. I put another coat on it, let it dry, yada yada, and then I hydro dip it. Took me a while to kind of, I'm not very good at hydro dipping. I've just got essentially it's a bin that I put a pump in, but it turned out pretty good. Yes, I do sell a lot of 3D printed stuff, especially this time of year. Quarter 4 is pretty insane. Let's see, in 2020, and 2020 was an anomaly year because everything that was going on in the world. In November alone, I did 20 grand in sales in 3D printed stuff in November of 2020. So yeah, it hadn't been like that since though. Not bad. Not too bad. Paid the bills and then some. Oh. Here does some color cards would look nice with those accents replacing the black. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I could do that. I don't know. I don't think people would pay extra for stuff like that though. Like, what do you think? If I were to hydro dip GPU shrouds, not necessarily all of them, but like some specific GPU shrouds, would they bring a premium? Like to probably to gamers, maybe like a specific anime or something. Like if I had some film that was like what's that anime? Attack on Titan. You know, something like that, or like Naruto or something. I feel like that might bring a little bit of a premium, but I also don't think that it would. I could charge enough extra to pay for my labor to do the work or the materials. I mean, that glue, the activator glue stuff that you spray on top of the film when you're hydro dipping is fucking expensive. Like, it's surprisingly expensive. I think a rattle can is like $20-something for a can of that paint activator stuff. Let's see. Let's take a look at what we're doing on Vast. I just got a payout today on Vast. Do you guys get paid on Fridays too? So get this. This week I had an outage all day on, I think Tuesday it was. Xfinity was doing some work in the area, and they said, "Oh, you're going to be out power all day." It was probably a good 6 hours. There was not power, internet. There was no internet for most of the day, most of the morning. I think about 2 o'clock it came on, but all my machines are off. Vast. So I scheduled maintenance in advance, 24 hours in advance, telling it was going to be down for 24 hours, even though it wasn't. It was only down for a couple hours. And then this morning, when I signed on, I had probably 7 or 8. Spectrum did that too. I had probably 7 or 8 rigs that had expired because it was the first. I try to do it month to month. I don't want to get locked in on a long-term commitment on a customer that's renting a machine at unverified and then get verified and keep selling it at that unverified rate. Do you or have you ever used Octoprint for 3D printers? Briefly. I played with it. I got it installed on a Raspberry Pi. I think it was a Raspberry Pi 3. This was probably 2018, 2019. And I played with it, and it was okay. I know it's come a long way since. I did like I think it was called Pronterface. It was a 3D print server that essentially was on Windows OS. And other than Windows randomly rebooting whenever it decided to, you put it on Windows Server and it won't do that. The interface with that was really good. I was able to kind of multitask in it. But I haven't used Octoprint in a while. I've been meaning to do some kind of automation with that, but I don't know. I've got 20 Ender 3s and 1 CR10. The CR10 is the really big one. Like I printed this with my CR10, all in one print. It's not finished, but anyway, so I printed this all in one print. Like if I were to do this on the Ender 3, I'd have to glue a bunch of shit together and then put Bondo on it, sand it down, and paint it and all that stuff. I didn't want to do that. I just want to hit print, walk away. 4 days later I come back and it's done. That's what I want. I was having some issues with it. Haven't really messed with it much recently. I'm deciding if I want to stick with the Ender 3s or move to something like a couple of Bamboo Labs X1s. Do you have a how-to video for Vast? I do not have a Vast how-to video. The Mining King has some pretty good Vast how-to videos. I've kind of left that to him. That was like his baby for a while. I haven't seen many from him recently, though. Maybe I'll ping him and see if he's cool with me doing some. I don't want to step on his toes kind of thing. I did do a short recently on how to trim the Docker image, or the Docker containers, and images, and build cache and all that stuff. Anyway, to trim the Docker when you notice that it's getting full. Now, what I didn't show on that was pretty much the next day I got a report on that machine that said unable to start instance. Now, I had left that machine unlisted for 3 days, minimum 3 days, before I trimmed the Docker, which deletes everything in Docker, right? So whoever rents it gets a fresh start. They've got to reinstall the dependencies of anything that they're going to be using in there. So, I don't know. I think somebody just got butthurt that they had an error message and didn't want to troubleshoot themselves and flagged the machine. I got 3 machines flagged now, which is fucking stupid. But anyway, would love to see you do it. I might do that. I'll see if King's cool with that. If you have the volume and the investment into bigger and faster printers will be worth it. I agree. But, I mean, so a Bamboo Labs is like $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, depending on the model you get, right? You know what? Let's take a look right now on Amazon. Bamboo 3D printer. Fucking search. Ooh, they're not on Amazon. Okay, all right. Let's see. I guess you got to buy them direct. Okay, so the A1 Mini, which is tiny build volume, super tiny, is a 625 watt power supply good. Sure, I don't know what you're using it for or the context of that question. So, yes. Bamboo Lab P1S is, I think, the standard size. Anyway, the one I was looking at is the X1 Carbon. That's the bigger one. It's got a little bit bigger of a build volume, and it has the ABS for the multi-colors. And it's $1,500, right? Ender 3, yeah, just like you were saying. Ender 3 is like $200, right? The Ender 3s, the last batch of Ender 3s I bought 8 of them at once for $100 a piece on eBay as parts, because I pretty much had what I needed to finish putting them together, to fix them, to repair and use. So why not? I mean, I can build those things in my fucking sleep now. And my thinking is, and this was before I really looked into the Bamboo Lab, but having a more expensive, little bit faster printer, because Bamboo's a lot faster than Ender. A little bit faster printer isn't going to help me pump out the quantities any faster. So as long as I can maintain my shipping time frames and be more accurate on when things are going to ship, how long they're going to take, things like that, and give that information up front, the people that are buying my 3D prints, it's completely acceptable. And I've got my enders tuned in enough that, I mean, if you look at it, you can see it's 3D printed. Like you can tell that's 3D printed. I mean, just by looking at it. If you hold it, it looks 3D printed, right? I mean, even looking at it through a camera, you can tell it's 3D printed. But it doesn't have the big fat layer lines. I've learned to move the seam on the model so that it like meets a corner. It's not like sticking in the middle of a thing. My favorite ones are the power meters and the motherboard stands. Yeah. And I don't sell any of those, but Chump did a really good job designing those motherboard stands. 144p, you couldn't tell. That's funny. If you're holding it, you can tell for sure. Yeah. I don't know. They work good for selling it as a 3D printed product. Like, I understand that I'm buying something that's 3D printed, and the price reflects that. I make pretty good money doing it because it's a hit print, walk away, come back the next morning, get it off the printer, clean it up, put it in a box, ship it off, hit print again. And I can do that 18 times a day. You know what I mean? Or every couple days, or whatever, depending on what's going on. But, like, I don't think I have any out here. What 3D printer for beginners? Depends on the beginner. If you like to tinker and learn about hardware, Ender 3 is a good one. They're cheap, so if you don't like fall down that rabbit hole, it's not the end of the world, right? It's like, it can be a hobby, you know? If you're more on the software side, yeah, Ender 3, the newer Ender 3s are nice. They put a little more time and effort into the builds. The new software and the new control boards are much better than the old ones and the originals. In fact, I've got custom firmware. I have TH3D firmware on all of my printers, for multiple reasons, but they work really well. I'm able to kind of fine tune it a lot better. Matic is a top mover on Coinbase. Nice. Any of the Creality printers are all going to kind of be the same of that like generation. You know, the Ender 3s, the Ender 5s, the CR10s, you know, even the V2s and V3s. It's all kind of the same with a little bit better. You'll realize pretty quickly that you only need a few upgrades. Like, you see all these people 3D printing, I'm going to make a this part and a that part, and like all this 3D printed crap that's on the printer. And yes, the Bamboo X1, that's exactly what I'm looking at over here. The X1 Carbon is supposed to be the Cadillac of printers. King got a K1 and he was having some trouble with it. I've seen a couple other people have trouble with it too. I've had some monoprice printers. Stay away from the A-nets. That was not my first, but I think that was my third printer. And like the Ender 3 came in a box where you take the top and you put it on the bottom and you screw it together and it's done. The A-net, every single piece and bolt and nut and screw, all of it were all in the box. Like, you put every piece of it together. So it was pretty cool to learn. The 3v3 SE has the upgrades and the V2 has the upgrades the V2 has, and it's cheaper. Oh, nice. I haven't looked into new printers really, other like new Ender 3s, other than if I want to upgrade to something like a Bamboo. Because I don't know, man. I have ADHD. Like, I learn enough about something that I'm like, okay, I know this. What else is there? What's new? That's why I've got like a laser and hydro dipping and printers and fucking data center in my basement. I chase the squirrels. BL Touch auto level. Yes, that would be nice to have. That is nice to have. I think what would be better for me to have would be a filament runout sensor. If I had a filament runout sensor, like a good one, I've made a couple of those runout sensors. And yeah, an Ender 3 with a ton of upgrades, I don't know. It's not what you think. Like, okay, my basement is very toasty. Fantastic. Let me show you. Ooh, I just bumped a printer. It is 100 degrees down here right now. Even though it says it's 50 out, it's probably closer to 30. The sensor that I've got on my window, I had it outside the windowsill, but it ended up back on the inside of the window. So it's not really outside, but yeah, it's 100 degrees in here. It's fucking hot. But like, okay, so I need a storage unit for my storage unit. All right, let's look at this real quick. Move this out of the way. See? Fucking squirrel. I got so much shit around here. Let's move those. These are the upgrades that work for me, okay? And I'll tell you why. So, a fan cover underneath this is, I don't know if I have any that have it missing, but is a fan that blows down onto the control board. This is the Ender 3 V1. I also have the Ender 3 Pros that the fan is on the bottom, so that's not a big a deal there. So one, it covers it and it allows for airflow in and out of the control board. That's an upgrade that's worth it. For me, I made these. Oh man, you can't really see it too well. I'm gonna just pop that off real quick. Yeah. So I made these that the filament roll is mounted to. So by default, you get it and it's like up here, right? So you got your filament there and it goes down and goes in and prints. But I've got, shelves with printers on them. So if I did that, I would only be able to get 2 layers. So what I did was I printed the filament holder on this to go on the back. Oh my gosh, hard to do with one hand. And then the extruder gear and drive typically would be pointed this way, like that, where the filament comes in the side and goes out this way around to the hot end, right? So I turned this 90 degrees and now I just put my filament roll back here and it just goes straight in. So you can kind of see, like on this one, right, how my filament is back here, goes from the roll through the extruder out into the hot end. So I just make sure that the shelves are deep enough. They don't need to be super tall because I got rid of the piece that's up here, right? Yes, and if you did a side-mounted holder, you could definitely do that too, like if you've got the room. In fact, the CR10, which is in pieces over there, is kind of like that, where the printer, sits here, and instead of having the filament roll on the top, the filament roll and the, it's like a control box that's got like a control board and all that stuff is a separate like box that's on the side, and it's got the roll on the top. So all that goes into the side and then would come out like the default way that it's got and goes into the hot end. So Yeah, you're right. It just depends on, depends on your situation, depends on what you're doing. Um, oh, wait. I didn't even realize I was wearing a Hive Mapper shirt. And then another decent upgrade, and this is kind of just me being lazy, is one of these like holders on the top for snips. So they just kind of sit there like that on the top in the back. Also, these are pretty good. This holds the rest of the little tools that come with your printer, and instead of putting one on each printer, I did have another one over there. It must have fallen. So there's my printing studio. I'd like to expand. I had an opportunity at one time to work with a subscription box company making. See, I don't think I have one. I have one similar, but this holds a AR-15, slides right here, and there's two magazines that slide in here, right? Mounts on the wall, it sits at a 5-degree angle, and you put your AR on there and you put your mags, so if you got to grab it real quick, you can grab it with your other hand. You would grab the mag, slap it in, and then grab the other mag, put it in your pocket, go do the damn thing, right? So I had an opportunity to sell something like this, which essentially was, is it loud outside of your room? Yes. Well, not really. I had an opportunity to sell something like this, where it's just the mount without the mag sleeves. And they wanted, I think they said 4,000 of them. How the fuck am I going to do that? So I figured it up. If I had 45 machines, I could print 2 per build plate, and then 2 build plates per day. So 4 per day per machine, and it was like 45 machines. I'd have it done in a month. And I couldn't make it happen at the time. So I've kind of had that go in mind, like I missed that opportunity. That would have been, a $20,000 sale or something. But because I didn't have the infrastructure, I couldn't take advantage of that. And yeah, they wanted a lot of those. So it was like, it's a subscription box where like you pay, $50 a month and you get a box of whatever cool stuff they're going to send you from like the different genres. This one is Second Amendment friendly. And I couldn't make it happen. So that's always been like weighing on me, like, damn, shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? So if it gets to the point, not just the mag holders, the actual AR holders, so just this piece without the magazine piece. But if I can kind of grow what I'm doing here a little bit further, I'd like to get this out of the house. That was the point of the Hobostank shed, to line it with printers. Yeah, 20 grand. That would have been a nice payday. But just line it with printers so that, yes, the parts would be stronger that way with injection molding. But all the money in injection molding goes to making, making the negative, making the mold. And then the runs aren't that bad. My margins would be a lot slimmer if I used injection molding. I've sold thousands of these over time. But I've only had one fail that I know failed. I feel bad because the guy's gun fell on the floor, but everything was okay. I've only had the one fail that I know of. So, I mean, and I use these myself. I've got them, staged throughout the house and strategic places and whatnot. But yeah, the point is, I mean, I make pretty decent money, like side money, doing this on Etsy. eBay hates freedom, by the way, if you were ever curious about that. Which is weird, because I had these kind of things up there for 2 or 3 years before they were like taking it down, and I put it back up, and they take it down, and I put it back up, and they take it down, and they emailed me, and they said, you do it again, we're going to ban your account. And I've had that account since like 2006, so like, fuck it, I'll just sell trinkets and shit. Like, surprisingly, let me see. These are some of my hottest sellers. Don't go stealing my ideas, fuckers. So, this is a D12, one of the little, like, cactus planters, succulent plants or cactus or something. And I've got it in a D8. I blew up a D8 and a D20. And it just, you fill it with dirt and put a plant in there, and people love it. I sell the fuck out of these things. I did some for, what are we going to call this while we're live? Space adventures. They're planters for space adventures. No, and I can't flash the Rudy Tooty point and shoot either. I don't want to do that. You can look back on my channel. I've got some good videos out there for that. But yes, 3D printing is fun, and if you do it right, can be fairly lucrative. Dice is a cool setup. Thank you. So that was the dice tower. Got another dice tower over here that I make. Let's see. Yeah, this one's finished. Yeah, dude, those planters sell like crazy. This guy, you drop your dice in there. In fact, I think I've got some dice over here. Hold on. I do. You get like this little guy. Check this out. So this obviously looks like the Death Star, or a space station of space adventures. And let's see. So you just pop your dice in there and it rolls it for you. Yeah, I sell not a whole lot of these. I make one that is, I don't have one printed right now, but it's SpongeBob's pineapple. And the leaves on the top come off, and it's got the hole to put the dice in. Yeah. Important decisions are easier that way. I love that. That's fantastic. Yes. Saving dice throw. Oh my gosh. But once we, I want to say finished moving in, but I mean, we're finished moving in. All our stuff's here. Our garage is just still a mess. We've got a lot of shit that I want to sell some of it. I want to give some of it away, trash some of it. We should have done that before we moved, but we were in a big hurry to get here. I want to get my laser engraver back up and going. I don't think I have any in here. I sent some to Chump Change, but I've got a bunch of these like stone coasters. They're like slate, and they're just coasters, and you can laser engrave cool stuff on them. I got a whole bunch of those, and I've got the little LED signs, or they're acrylic signs that you laser engrave on, and it sits on an LED like base. So I've got some stuff that I'd like to try engraving, and then of course the hydro dipping I'd like to try as well. I don't know, man. The older I get, the more I don't want to work for somebody else. I don't necessarily want to be. I don't need a Bugatti, but you know, a nice Chevy'd be nice, right? What? Should make a heads or tails thing that is like other stuff too, like a bottle opener. Interesting. Heads or tails bottle opener. That's different. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just sick of working for the man. I don't know. My job's not hard. I enjoy what I do for the most part. It's a lot It's a lot of volume of bullshit that comes at you every day. I don't know, maybe 2025 I'll make enough that I can not necessarily retire, but invest in avenues that will allow me to continue to work for myself. Hydro dip these nuts. Yes. Hey, $20 is $20, buddy. Anyway, it's been going on, what do we got, an hour? Is it 8 o'clock? Let me see. Getting emails here. Maddox pumping. Fucking, no! I'm back. Problem is, we're gonna have to work for a long time to retire. No, you're right. You're right, and I think they're doing that on purpose. My wife and I were just talking about that earlier. How the man's keeping you down, and it's not a conspiracy. Anyway, I'm just sick of working for somebody else, and I don't necessarily want to retire like rich. And my idea of retirement is, I'm still gonna work. Like, I'm still gonna do stuff like this. I'm still going to make money. Put it that way. I'm still going to make money in retirement. But I want to make money doing fun stuff I want. I want to be able to focus and dedicate time and materials to making good videos on YouTube that will pay me, you know? Play video games all day, yeah. Off top, did your Comcast get upgraded? I don't know. I haven't had a chance to call them yet. I actually meant to do that on Wednesday after they had the upgrade, or did the work in the area. I hope so. Because they had an outage, a scheduled outage, like 2 weeks before that too, or 3 weeks ago now. I'm really hoping I can get an upgrade, because I mean, I've got the fastest coax I can get, and I know they're not putting fiber in my area. My houses are too old in this neighborhood. I don't see it happening. They'll do that in new neighborhoods, but you gotta fucking foot the bill for construction costs, or have enough people in your neighborhood that they know are going to sign up for long periods of time that will recoup the construction costs that they're going to put in to run fiber in the ground. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I guess that's it. I want to get enough saved up that I can choose what to do. Yes, exactly. That's just it. That's retirement for me. Bills are paid. You know, I can go to the store and go grocery shop and swipe the card and not have to worry about it, and still be able to sleep in and not have to get up and get on conference calls all day. That's retirement to me. Whether it's I got a whole bunch of money, I don't have to work, I can do whatever the fuck I want, which I'd still work on making money. I just wouldn't necessarily, you know, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, right? Jeff Key, what's going on, man? I am 3D printing a little bit of everything. Come on now. Yeah, my area is all old houses, and Optimum just installed fiber in my area. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Jeff Key, let's see. Today we are printing a Stormtrooper Millennium Falcon dice tower for a customer. This is a AR-15 magazine rack, so it sits on the wall. In fact, I think I've got one that's made over here that I've still got to clean. Ow. I do. Let me grab this and bring it back over to the light. Sorry about my hostile basement here, guys. This is upside down, but mounts on the wall like that, and you slide your Freedom Seed holders in here. So that's what this one is. These are planters, like these little guys. You put plants in there, like that. You put some plants in there, you know. Same with that and that one as well. These, let's see, this is an AR stand, so it's going to be, about yay tall. and you put your Rudy Tooty point and shooty on top of it. These are phone stands like this, so when it's finished, it'll have, we'll call him a dark knight, a dark space knight, and you put your phone right there on them. Yeah. So that, Jeffy, is what I'm printing today. I've still got to fix a couple of printers. I think, yeah, this whole top row is off right now. So I've just got 3, 6, 9 running. A couple down there for parts, and then I've still got to get these all back up and running again. It's Q4, so orders are coming in. Yeah, that phone stand, I sell a lot of those. Thank you. Turned out pretty good. It took me a couple days to design it. I actually modified it from one that was already out there that was a pen holder. So this guy holds your pen. And it sits on your desk. So I modified that, gave him real hands, put some laser swords in them. We'll call them laser swords. Because Disney. Yeah, so that's my thing. But yeah, 2020 I did about 90 grand in sales 3D printing. Jeff, he's packing again. Where are you going this time? Jeez, man. Can you put induction coil in the lightsaber and make it a charger? Maybe. Probably not, actually, because I think the key chargers have to be in a circle. That'd be a lot of work to do. I'd have to make it much larger to be able to fish that in there. But it's a cool idea. Yeah, Steven Cicero, in 2020, side hustle, I did 90 grand in sales. Dubai, you son of a... Where's my invite? Where's my plane tickets, man? Jeez. I can't even... can't even get a freaking proof of useful work app early. He's over here going to Dubai. Jeez. Chief Business Officer. Ooh, big guy. Good job, man. That's cool. Have fun. Be careful. Be careful out there. I hear it's scary. Can be. I don't know. I guess that's anywhere, though. Let's see. Still got 17 people in here. Plasma projections. Yeah. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I don't know. If I do decide to go a little deeper down the 3D printing rabbit hole, I probably would do it all down here. Like on this side here, I've just got like a workbench, and then, well, right now they're vast rigs, but it's funny because I've got all of these named with an IP address. Survive the U.S. Yeah, you survive the U.S., you'll be fine in Dubai, right? So Jeffkey, even though these are on Vast AI, I just want to show that I like to go ahead and name my machines, and you can't even fucking see that, can you? Really? Come on. There we go. So I named my machines and put the IP address on there for troubleshooting, but I hope you were able to get a glimpse of what I named the machines. Yeah, you can make really good money 3D printing. Now that was sales, and at the time I was about a 45% profit margin, which I've done some optimization, some changes in how I'm doing business now, where my money's being spent, stuff like that. I'm closer to like 55% margin, but still, that's side hustle. It's not even day job. I mean, that's day job money on a side hustle. Good. Tell Jeffkey to get me a version, or tell Alex to get me a version. Thank you. Make a reactive phone case where the case breaks inside of the phone. I don't understand. But yeah. So I think if I go down this rabbit hole much deeper, I'm going to end up ripping the stuff out on this side over here and do the same thing. Put 2 or 3 shelves, fill them up with printers, and just fucking yeet into it.
definitely going to need an exhaust. It probably won't be as bad when all of these machines are out of here. Or it's -10 outside, and then I'm perfectly fine with it being 100 degrees in my basement. But at that time, I'll be heating my house with one of these, or two of these. Yeah. I need to buy one of those fruit design things. What 3D printers? These are Ender 3V1s, Jeffkey. Slightly modified. They all arrived with the filament holder on the top up here. And I modified them so that the filament holder is in the back and puts the material coming into the extruder this way, essentially so that they fit on the shelves. So I've got enough I can fit on 3 rows of shelves instead of just 2 if I left the holder on the top. Anyway, yeah. Are there issues printing in the garage in the winter? Not necessarily, other than my wife's a smoker and she smokes in the garage, and I don't want the material to smell like it, or the models to smell like it. I just don't. It's bad enough that I've got GPUs out there, and I hate that, but you know, it is what it is. She's working on that on herself. But anyway, no, I'm not gonna put these in the garage. I'm gonna keep them down here, because this kind of stuff, especially some of, well, that's wood. This Polyterra PLA is like the flat black color is like almost like a fucking sponge. Like it absorbs material, it absorbs moisture, it absorbs all kinds of stuff really, really quickly. These get really brittle really fast. But some other PLAs are just fine. No, the cold actually isn't that bad. How big of a UPS is needed for a simple vast rig? That's as with many things in the IT world, it depends. What's your runtime? You know, when the lights go out, how long do you need it to be running? Which is going to kind of point back to, do you have a UPS on your router? Do you have a UPS? You know, cold, no moisture is good for computers. Yeah, the cold is fine. The cold wouldn't affect the printers. I mean, to a point. Eventually, there would be a really bad point. But I do print on glass instead of plastic for the build plates, like the flexible stuff that comes with it. I've still got those. I just don't use them. I like the output on glass a lot better. But yeah, I mean, being outside isn't going to hurt them. I mean, I had all of these in the shed in Georgia, and it gets down to, 0 degrees, 10 degrees out there. Yes, glass beds for the win. I like the flexibility of the flexi beds that come with it, but that first layer has a hard time sticking. The bottom of the print quality is much nicer. It's like, it's smoother, I don't know. Dries quicker in the cold. Yeah, that's a good point too. Thinking about getting some SLA printers, the resin printers. Will the sponge filament soak up smells? Yes, any filament is going to soak up smells. I bought some rifles from a guy that ended up, whether he was a smoker or who he got them from was a smoker, but they smelled like cigars. And I ended up selling them because I brought them home, didn't even think about it. I'm like, I'll fuck with these later. It was like a couple Mosins, a Mauser, and they were old like World War II guns. And I just put them in the safe and said, I'll figure them out later. And then like a week later, I went and pulled them out of the safe, and everything in my safe smelled like cigars. It was shitty. I was so pissed off. It took me months to get rid of that smell on all my guns. So yeah, but things like this, that would soak up that smell really quick. Lemongrass in an oil diffuser, maybe. I forget what it was. It was something like it was sold specifically to do that, and it didn't work very well. What ended up working was I had a 3-foot a bin that, like a planter, that I used to strip paint off of barrels when I was rebluing a barrel on an old Mosin. And I cleaned that out real good, and I put the rifle parts in it. I broke it down, put the rifle parts in it, and put baking soda, like a jar of baking soda, in the bottom of it, wrapped it up, put it in the back of the shed for a month, and that sucked out all the stinky. What brand filament do you prefer? 3D Solutech works really well because the temperature. So all my STLs or all my G-code files are set at 200C, just as like a baseline, and the 3D Solutech is almost like a glossy surface, where some of these like polymatters and stuff are like a flat surface, so it's got more of a shine to it like that, versus say something like this that's like more flat. I like those materials. There was a guy I was buying from that was in North Carolina, and I was buying like about a pallet's worth at a time, back in 2020 to 22. His prices shot up in 23, and I stopped buying from him. Nice guy though. He made some good stuff too. Let's see if I still got. I do. Oh, that one doesn't have a sticker on it. Let me see. That one. None of those do. Huh. Well, I was gonna give him a shout out, but he doesn't have a sticker on his filament roll, so never mind. But nice guy if you know who you are. Fuses and all this stuff. The animals and clothes and it works. Cool. Print a tiny Lego that smells like a fart. What? Print a tiny Lego that smells like a fart and hide under people's desk. Okay, I guess you could do that. They do have material that's like infused. Like, so this is wood. This is PLA Plus, or PLA Plus infused with actual wood. Like if I took a lighter to this, it would burn and like smoke. New England Crypto, what's up, man? Long time no see, buddy. They have, or I saw a filament, a PLA filament that was infused with chocolate. So it was brown, imagine that, and it smelled like chocolate. Which I thought was a pretty cool idea. It's different, it's new. Oh, yeah, that's brittle as fuck. So, I don't know, I thought about getting some different stuff. The problem is, like, you buy it, right? You buy this material, and if you, like, most of the time, like, I'll buy a color or a specific material because I want to make a specific thing. I want to make this out of this color. And then the color sits. Like, I actually bought like a whole 6-pack of these little 200 gram or 250 gram spools because of this color. It's the green and purple Misfit Mining. And I use this to make the faceplate for my printer, or my meter boxes for the garage for 30 coins in 30 days. By the way, if you guys haven't seen it, just started it today. 30 coins in 30 days, and we started with Flux, GFG. We started mining a new coin every day for the next 30 days for the entirety of December, and we started with Flux because I like Flux. Drink some water. Shit it. But I got a whole bunch of these different colors. So this was the other color. It was like a black and gold, which they didn't really turn out the way I wanted, or the way I thought it would, because the way this material is like half and half. So some of these, and I may not have one readily available, but some of these are like, if it were yellow and black, it would be kind of spiraled in there or more blended. This is straight half and half. So half of a print is going to look yellow, the other half is going to look black, which is cool, unless it's something static that sits on the wall. Then it just looks green and not green and purple. Anyway, yeah, nice hat. Nice hash. But like, you buy these things because you're like, oh, that's going to be cool, and then it sits. And then like, if you go to use it again, the first 2 meters of the damn thing is like brittle enough it just breaks. You can't even print with it. Glow-in-the-dark filament does exist, and thank you. Yes, nice hash. Nice hash, if you're watching, sponsor me. But I'm not going to do the easy mining thing. I'm not a gambler. But like this is like this sparkly, where that's not dust. That's like a glitter on the inside of the filament. I've had this thing for probably 2 years. I've used it a handful of times. And part of the problem, well, this is a bad example. It's not that brittle. But part of the problem is it has to print at a really high temperature. This specific one is like a 230, 235. And it clogs. It clogs a lot. So you end up spending all this money up front on these like custom colors or styles. I've got some marble that was really cool, but it was inconsistent. Like, I would get one batch and it would print fine. It would print like fucking butter. Another batch would clog up unless it was a super high temperature, and then the high temperature would make it super stringy and like put blobs in the final product. So it was like, there's a lot of trial and error. And because, unless you're dealing with a specific company directly, the consistency's just not there. Buying stuff on Amazon, whether you get it from the same supplier and stuff over and over again or not, you can get different batches that aren't worth it over and over and over. I don't know. Luckily, it's all paid for. It's been depreciated already. First year I got it, actually, because they're so cheap. You buy a whole bunch of them. You checked all your fillers for tracers now. No, that was weird. I think I've still got it. Hold on. I don't think maybe I did throw it away. But yeah, it had like this piece on the inside of the filament roll that made it where it was forced to be used in like one printer, and I took it apart, and on the inside had an NFC tag. It was weird. Tiny glow-in-the-dark baby. You can stick in the back of your closet with 2 eyes. Oh my gosh. You can print a lot of cool things. There's a lot of cool things out there. Thingiverse is awesome. If you've never been on Thingiverse and you have a 3D printer, what are you doing with your life? They have some really cool shit out there. So, I don't know. I like to make stuff. I like the design aspect. I like the not necessarily the trial and error, but I do like that, you know, hey, I'm going to make this thing, so I'm going to measure it and make it Darth Vader, Chump sent to Panda. No, I did not see what Chump sent to Panda, a Vader. I'll have to have him send me that and show me what the heck he's talking about. Let's see. Oh yeah, you were talking about Legos. I don't know if I think I showed this before. It was a while ago and it was inappropriate. That's hilarious. So I made this guy. I took a regular Lego and I gave him an old man face. And I blew it up. I think this is a 200X Lego character. And I made a hat. And I took a beard off a different character and kind of modified it. And then I made it fit on this. And I made a giant Lego Gandalf the Grey. And he has a staff and a sword somewhere. And I don't know where I put him because we moved. But I made this thing. Shit, 2018. This was like an 80-hour print. That was on the Monoprice printer. That wasn't even on the Ender 3s. And my wife used to work at a sign company and actually printed this. I don't know why, but she did, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling now. I think I've run out of stuff to talk about. You guys don't want to hear me talking about 3D printers and shit anymore. But yeah, no, it's a fun gig. I'm gonna keep doing it. I did not print the Stargate actually. That's just a little trinket thing. 3D print another sword and staff. Yeah, you'll find the missing ones as soon as you're the last print. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the damn truth? Yeah. I don't know. I like 3D printing, and it's fun, and it's fairly lucrative. It's time consuming, and it's like running a factory now. Yeah, dude, it's definitely a rabbit hole. Steven Cicero it is a rabbit hole, and it's fun to get into. I do kind of regret turning a hobby into a business, because I do own the LLC. I do run it like a business because it is a business. It makes pretty good money, but it's just me. Like, my wife doesn't help, my kids don't help. It's literally me printing and shipping all this shit. Pocket-sized tic-tac-toe. I thought about something similar to that. I actually made, I don't know whatever happened to it, but I made a wall mount chess set. So it was 2 feet by 2 feet, giant, 2 foot square that had the black and white, and Kaiser, you mount it on the wall, and the pieces fit in little notches on each of the squares, and it was a full chessboard. And I don't know whatever happened to it. It was a pain in the ass to put together, though. That's for sure. But it was pretty cool. But yeah, 3D printing as a business, as a profession, wouldn't be as bad if I had like a partner or a facility with a couple of people that helped. Like, I feel like focusing on, because I do everything from design and production to HR and finances. It's just me and the LLC. So if I had somebody that could take on some of these additional roles, or a couple of people that could help take on these roles, I feel like we could grow it, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of people are doing that now. Like, have you ever seen that guy that, just an extension? Those are actually nice because when you're done having fun with it, just throw it in the bonfire and, no harm, no foul. I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with that. Have you seen that guy on YouTube that I think Just Darts? Is that the name of the channel? Where they make for your car shifter, you bastard. They make a like dart gun pieces, and they've got a whole warehouse full of printers. They got a bunch of printers, and they got a warehouse full of parts, and they sell custom dart guns and dart gun accessories and shit like that. Is it 9 o'clock? Okay. That's pretty cool. I saw a guy that's in New York somewhere that's got, and this was several years ago. I don't know if whatever happened to that guy. He had 100 printers, or was shooting for 100 printers, and designed a robot, like just the arm, that would go over and unload the printer, and then take it over here and put it on like an assembly line, and then put a new build plate on the printer and hit print. And it would essentially take away their third shift. That I like that. I like that, the thought of automating the easy shit and paying the smart people to help me grow the business and come up with the designs, come up with the marketing tactics, come up with, all of the things to run the business, but have the printed side be as automated as can be. No more of this, like, pull the printer off, get it off the bed, clean it up, and package it and inspect it and all that. I want it to, like, I just want it to work. And the point of the printing, so I was looking at doing something on the side, like an FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, where I buy some shit from China that's cheap, I send it to Amazon, they warehouse it, and sell it ship it when it sells. Because I tried drop shipping, and that just wasn't for me. It's too expensive for the shit that they were trying to do. Tested a belt bed printer. No, I'd like to get one of those CR30s. They were stupid expensive when they came out, like $1,200. They've come down in price, and I could find some used ones and like Frankenstein it back together for probably $400 to $600. But for things like the phone stand, this has to stop at this level, and then the hot end goes over here and waits. It actually ejects a little bit of filament, pulls more filament out through the tube, and then waits for infinity. And then when I come in the morning or the next day or that night or whatever, I swap out the colors and hit print again, and it finishes printing in the new color. So something like that wouldn't work on a conveyor belt, but something that, like, the gun mounts or holsters, or anything that's like a static piece that's not like, this is actually surprising. It's not. Did I just break it? I was gonna say it's not that fragile, but it's kind of fragile. So something like this on the assembly line would just break once it comes off the assembly line. But for some parts that does make sense. I would like to get, one or two of those to just play with, but they're huge, man. I mean, you see how much room I have back there. Bought this house with this fucking huge basement and a huge garage, and I'm already out of space. I don't know. But 3D printing's fun. I'm looking for a new rabbit hole to go down. I've actually been playing with generative AI a lot lately. In fact, I've got one of those vast rigs right down here that up until yesterday, actually, had a 3070 Ti in it, and using things like Stable Diffusion, Audio Craft, Pinocchio, really all the things in Pinocchio that I've just been playing with and learning. I'd like to be able to find a way to make money doing that. Like, I'll tell you what, and you guys all know this, but the secret to success in life is finding something that you like to do and finding a way to make money doing it. I told all my kids that. My mom told me that growing up, and it's true. I mean, the quantity of money isn't a measurement of success, in my opinion. The quality of money is your measurement of success. You know, I made this money by doing something I enjoy, or by doing something that is helping other people and things like that. I don't know. That's just me. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I want to put this together. This kind of bothers me. I need to vacuum in here a little bit. I've got to get some prints out by tomorrow so I can hit the post office because it closes at noon. And don't think I can be a porn star. Hey, stranger things have happened. You know, people pay good money for feet pics. You know, that's why I'm not successful on TikTok. You know, I got nice tits, but my smile's fucked up. Anyway, on that note, please subscribe to the channel. We have blown past our 10,000 subscriber goal for this year. That's fucking awesome. Thank you. Thank all you guys and all the other subscribers that aren't here today. Thank you all for subscribing and helping me get to this point. I don't know, just keep going and having fun. So 30 coins in 30 days. Make sure you check those out. Flux Proof of Useful Work is coming in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. You saw it. Jeff, he said he's going to have Alex send me an early beta. So he better send me one because that one that I have doesn't work anymore. I've tried. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great weekend. I will see you tomorrow on SNL.